Hey everybody, Ayat 47 Smoke Kamal here. Welcome to episode 5, part 2 of Sound and Play. Let's resume our sound segment with our melting pot of beefs. So I just want to just go right into it like usual. We got a lot of juicy stuff, so let's just jump right in. So we finna talk about Cole versus Kendrick. So J. Cole basically he released a diss towards Kendrick. That diss is known as 7 Minute Drill. And I just want to start off by saying it's a very it's a solid diss, and it has a beat switch, which I think was pretty dope to be honest. But I mean, honestly, like J. Cole just out of nowhere dropped something called Might Delete Later, and I mean people were waiting, like they're like, yo, J. Cole gotta respond like that. I told you, like Kendrick was responding to First Person Shooter by Cole and Drake. That's what like that was supposed to be. And it was just a little teaser. Like I said, it was just a little sneak peek. Let me show you what I can do in case you forgot type thing. And then this is J. Cole's response. And he starts out by just saying light work like it's PWC. So like he's already like talking about his public works, repping all that type of stuff. I feel like, and I mean on Genius it says this too, but I feel like this is like the response to your best works a light pack. Kind of felt like when he just started with light, light, like make that connection type thing. It's a cold world, whatever, blah blah. Uh, that's not really so crazy. Keep the heat under your seat, like that's cool, yeah, whatever. Cold heat contrast, and then he's like, I got a phone call to see somebody dissing. You want some attention? Come with extensions. So like he's saying, Drake is basically coming out like he's dissing for attention. I wouldn't say that's true because I feel like J. Cole's the one who started all this, so how can he be saying that kind of? But okay, sure, he came for attention. But come with extensions, a nice also contrast, play by play, nice bar. My dog like say the word, he on bullshit, he itching. Yeah, yeah. I like this part. Like the flow's really nice. Told him chill out, how I look having henchmen. If shots get to popping, I'm the one doing the clenching. Put in so much work in the streets, he got pension. Okay, that was a bar too. There's some nice bars, there's a nice flow. Came up in the vid, some good when it's tension. He kept like continues the flow. He's talking about Kendrick. He's still doing shows, fell off like The Simpsons. I mean, Kendrick doesn't release music so frequently, but at the same time, like I know he got bars, he got bangers, but I guess he just saying that like he fell off like The Simpsons, which I mean I don't watch The Simpsons anymore, so maybe it's true, but still a lot. Some people are like, yo, how you be saying that? Because the next part he goes at Kendrick's discography. Um, so like he's like your first shit was classic, your last shit was tragic, your second shit put to sleep, but they gassed it. Your third shit was massive, and that was your prime. And it's kind of like this guy literally like he's saying that stuff, and one of the common criticisms is for like J. Cole's music is that his music's boring. So a lot of people, I saw a video of like academics too, I think it was, and he's like, you can't be saying that J. Cole when you got like the most sleeper music out there apparently. So I mean, I never really got into J. Cole's discography like that, and I feel like maybe that is the reason why, to be honest. Like maybe I didn't put two and two together until like someone just said like, yeah, he makes music that is kind of boring, and he does have some bangers, but I feel like those are very over the top and nice, and I don't always feel like listening to him consistently. Like it's not on a heavy rotation, but he does have some. Like Middle Child, I like that song a lot. I like Workout. He also has No Role Models. That's like overplayed as hell, but I liked it when it came out. Wet Dreams was nice when it came out, but I don't like. I don't, why would I listen to that song repeat? Like, and then he's like, I was trailing right behind. I just now hit mine. He's talking about his prime because he's like, your third show was mashing and that was your prime. Now he's talking about front of the line, blah blah, some stuff like that. He caught me at the perfect time, jump up and see. Boy, I got here off bars, not no controversy. Now he's just saying like Kendrick's being controversial. He's well respected, and he's like, yo, fuck the Grammys, whatever. Just took another one. I seen people take my man's soul. Rap beef ain't really than the shit I seen in Cumberland. Like he's just talking about like I've been through it. I've been through the mud. So like, what are you talking about? And then he's like, he averaging one hard verse like every 30 months or something. And if he wasn't dissing them, we wouldn't be discussing them, which I don't think is true. Once again, I brought up that first person shooter stuff. I guess he means like globally people wouldn't be discussing him though. We may have to smoke this because I for him, fuck with him, whatever. Push comes to shove on this mic, I'll humble him, and then he's like, I feel like Nino, like from New Jack City. I know you guys all seen that meme where like Nino's holding a gun at G Money, aiming at G Money, crying tears before I busted him. Like that's an iconic scene. I watched that movie, and then Nino's like crying and he's holding the gun. Everyone's seen that meme to be honest, but I've watched the movie too, so I know the real context. And then like he's talking about like yo, he's about to kill his homie. Basically, that's what he feels like. He's crying when he's dissing. Like we just like whatever. Sure, you respect him. He should respect you. That's kind of like I don't want to be dissing him, but I'm dissing him. Then it's the hook again. Like work like it's PWC. It's a cold rookie. You see, blah blah. And then part two, the beat switches. And he says I got mixed feelings about these fucking rap. It's over for that cat. We official cat pillars 2-6. We don't at we get at shooting the lights out. Yeah, my dog stat fellas, whatever. And then he's just talking about body bag, body bag, body bag, triple double. He's kind of referring to like responding with like the Kendrick bar where he's like, I hope they came with three switches. And then yeah, get stretched out if I feel the disrespect. Your arms might be too short to box with a god. Like you can't shadow box. And I guess he's calling himself God in that situation. And then who live his life without the pressures of a constant facade. He's like, yeah, Kendrick's putting up an image, blah blah. I'm hesitant. I love my brother, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm powered up for real. That shit will feel like swan to fly. 4 albums in 12 years. I can divide. And if anyone knows about Jay Z and Nonsense beef, he's referencing Jay Z's line 4 albums in 10 years. I can divide. He's like he's referencing Jay Z dissing Nas. And I seen some people, and I personally feel this too. Like mostly everyone believes Nas won that beef, and the fact that he chose like a Jay Z type response, um, it's kind of like mental. Like yo, Kendrick's gonna pull a Nas on him and like destroy him with the ether. Anyways, like it continues on a little bit back and forth, but I think those are basically the main stuff, and then he ends off with I can drop two classics right now, and then and he also says this is a warning shot to back down. And like, I mean, it was heat for what it was. I think for me, maybe I like the first verse better, but the second verse had its charm and like the beat change, so that was cool. But like, it's kind of bittersweet feeling because right after this release, J. Cole, he apologizes, man. Like April 10th, well, not that long ago, he apologizes. And this song dropped, I think, on the 5th. So yeah, he apologizes for dropping a song. He said like it wasn't like it basically didn't resonate with him, right? Like it didn't suit him right. And I mean that's fine for the sake of like saying, yo, like I did someone and like I mean, I don't even know, is it fine? It's like a matter of like he beefed me because of something I said on a song. If it was like if I was in that shoes, like if I was the one like in J. Cole's shoes and I'm kind of saying me and Drake are better than you, and then I get dissed from you, I'm supposed to go in like sure whatever warning shot because that's kind of his warning shot is to match the energy that Kendrick brought like that. Kendrick only had like a short verse where he's dissing Cole. So when he's doing that, like Cole shouldn't go like all out right away, but he still made a song about it. So clearly he was thinking about Kendrick Lamar. Pause or resume. I don't know. Clearly that's what was going on. But then he's already like backtracking on his word. And J. Cole makes a lot of music about like, yo, like he can throw hands basically. And I don't mean like physically, maybe he can, I don't know. But I mean lyrically, like lyrical warfare. And then right after this, he kind of just like he apologizes like in the middle of nowhere. He just goes on and he's apologizing, saying like, "Oh," and it was at Dreamville Fest, so like that's his own fest and stuff. And then he's basically like, "It's the lamest shit I ever did in my fucking life. That shit don't sit right with my spirit." Like, sure, I understand he's trying to show a mature route, and he didn't feel like him dissing Kendrick was something that resonated with him as an artist, but he still dissed him. So I mean, and he got dissed, and he's the one who threw the shade at first. So like, come on, bro. Like, how you gonna backtrack like that? I feel like a lot of people lost their respect for J. Cole as an MC because of this move. Like, people really feel like, nah, it's not it. But I understand, like, beef has gone too far before. You know the Biggie and Pac stuff, and you see like beefs like this all the time. Things get exposed, like Jeezy and Nas and Pusha T and Drake, or like you see it all. So like when it comes to stuff like that, it's kind of like, yo, what can we really do? Like you don't want beef to escalate to a certain level, and I feel like that's what J. Cole's understanding is, especially because he talks so much about being in the streets. Like I obviously don't know him personally, but like based on what I hear from the lyrics and his vibes and everything, it's just kind of like, yo, how you going you can't be like it's like a tricky situation to be in because you can't be a hungry artist like hungry for beef and hungry for domination and being at the top without like actually doing stuff to get to the top. And sometimes the thing is, especially in this game, it's a competition, it's a competitive sport. So you gotta cut man's off to get to the top. And if he was coming for Kendrick in the first place, even if it was like jokingly or whatever, Kendrick came back at you. And Kendrick was pissed. Even if he just said a couple of bars, he was pissed. So now like clearly Cole seemed like he was pissed too. Clearly he gave a response. You can't backtrack on that, bro. Like, what do we do, man? Like will put us in a weird position here, guys. Like people were like loving that, and then all of a sudden he apologized, and then on top of that, I know it's called might delete later, like the whole package deal, but he removed it from streaming platforms. But like you gotta like if you want to listen to it, you gotta go on YouTube or you gotta go on some random place like SoundCloud or something, and you gotta find it. So in the midst of all of that stuff, Kanye went on a rant, and then he was basically saying he's the best, and like I think he said he like made everyone, he made Drake, and then he said he watched like K Dot on No More Parties in LA. And I know Bear Mans are beefing in different comments and stuff, and on his comments of his post that he posted on IG, he posted like basically a notes, like I think Apple Notes of him just talking and saying like, "Oh, I'm the best. I watched Kendrick. I'm better than Drake." Blah blah. This that like a whole thing, and then Mans are saying, "Nah, he didn't watch Kendrick." Blah blah. Like they're on that. They're on that like crazy. Afterwards, Drake he had a leaked response called "Push Ups." This was very recent. Um, this was a lot after like that. Maybe like it's been a week. I'd say a week, 2 weeks maybe. Yeah, it was after like that. He dropped his push-ups as his response. Actually, I forgot to mention one thing. There is a song that I actually completely forgot, like on my list. So actually, Metro Boomin dropped an album recently, second part of this trilogy. I haven't listened to it, so I'm kind of like just telling you based on what I know. But the weekend takes shots at Drake. I completely like missed this in my brain right now. It just skipped. Like to be honest, right now, like I haven't listened to the album yet, but on that album, the weekend goes for Drake's head. Um, so that happens, and ASAP Rocky disses him too. So like, it's kind of like Drake was cheese, man. This is recent though. This is all just recent stuff that's been going on. He literally like ASAP, for example, he just like swear they bitch the baddest, I just bag the worst one. In the feelings of a woman, what you heard a son, smash before you birth the son, Flacco hit it first son. That's ASAP. ASAP goes for Drake. And then the weekend also says always yapping, yeah, I promise that I got your back. Oh, look at how we moving, baby. They could never diss my brother's baby. When they got leaks in their operation, I thank God that never signed my life away. And we never do the big talk. They shoot us making TikToks, got us laughing in the Lambo. So I mean, they were calling for Drake to be honest. And like, I know obviously Drake and Weeknd have had beef. I was talking about that before too. And literally, like, the Weeknd's like, yo, he's basically roasting them. He's like, they're making TikToks. Their shooters are making TikToks. So like, they clearly ain't about it, bro. The shooters are making TikToks and stuff. And then I actually like, I think the way I'm feeling it, I believe it was like a whole thing of ASAP and let's finish the weekend on Metro's next part. We still don't trust you. I believe it's called. It's just a matter of like, it's a matter of days between all these types of things right now. Cause like, when did we still don't trust you drop out? Let's just make sure we get the date right. I don't wanna like a week roughly. We still don't trust you. Let's just make sure. I don't. I think April 12th. and like it's just everything's a blur right now. So I'm trying to like give you the information without like sounding like I'm telling you it wrong because I don't want like things to be out of order because a lot of stuff's been going on, like I said. So there's like some problems. You know what I mean? Like we don't want it to be a sort of thing. Like I mean, I don't want it to be a sort of thing where like I'm like, yo, this happened and this happened and the order's completely wrong. Yeah. Over the weekend. Yeah. So this was recent. Over the past weekend. So yeah, this was after the Metro album. Let's say, yeah, because the Metro album dropped on Friday. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure everything was lining up. But yeah, ASAP and the weekend came for Drake. And then like this is kind of like Drake's response thing. And I understand what the weekend's saying, like, why are your shooters making TikToks? Like, that's not a good look on you, you know what I mean? And like you take that how you take that. And I told you like it seemed like people were saying that the weekend seems to be against Drake again, clearly because of like him humming on the Metro album. Originally humming in the back of that song. Forgot the name to be honest, but he was humming in the back of that song. Future's dissing him on the album. Kendrick's dissing him on the album. So people are like, yo, as soon as the weekend got a chance to be against Drake, he went for it. And then he always was talking about like these man's always yapping, and then they could never just my brother's baby. They got leaks in their operation, and it's funny because I mean that song leaked and stuff. So Drake's song leaked right after that. So they got leaks clearly. He's like, I thank God I never signed my life away. Like Weekend is happy that he didn't sign himself to OVO. He didn't sign his life away because everyone knows like Party Next Door and what's his face? I love McConan. All those types of people, they're under Drake and they don't even get a chance. They just like go straight for him and they don't really bring themselves to the forefront. I think Party Next Door like consensually chose to do that, but they say that there's the OVO sweatshop. That's the meme, and then everyone's working for Drake, and then Drake's not giving them any like time to do anything. But anyways, Weekend's like we never do big talk. The shooters making TikToks, got us laughing in the Lambo. So he's talking about like, yo, bro, like what are these guys like? These guys ain't cooking nothing. Like Drake ain't got it, and ASAP, of course, he's saying I got Rihanna, and we literally see Drake get curved by Rihanna like years ago. I think 2016 on stage he tries to kiss her and he gets curved. So not a good look like with these disses. But then Drake on push-ups, like he wanted to come for everyone's head. I feel like that was his intention. First he starts off with like Future, I can never be nobody number one fan. First number one, I had to put in your hand. He's talking about you pussy can't get booked outside America for none. I'm in Tokyo because I'm big in Japan. I'm the hitmaker y'all depend on backstage. It was my friend zone. He's basically just talking about like Future, and then he's like, "You won't ever take no chain off us. How the fuck you big seven with a size seven men's on?" He's talking about Kendrick, just the bark with a bite. What's up? I know a picture on the wall when y'all cook up. Extortion baby, whole career you been shook up. Cause top told you dropping give me 50 like some push ups, like that. Like it was like it wasn't like crazy, but like it wasn't super crazy. But I could like I like the beat, especially in the verse part. You took your last one break, you're really not on shit. Makes shoes for you because they hate to see me lit. And then like, yeah, you're gonna split your pants, blah blah. Like, there's just some random, there's some really corny stuff in here, in my opinion. Like Maroon 5 need a verse, you better make it witty. And then we need a verse for the Swifties. Like, what do you like? That wasn't like it was. It's just like, bro, like the way Drake is saying stuff, it just kind of didn't seem like so. Like, I could feel his energy through the track, and I think that was good and it was cool. But at the same time, like some of the stuff, like peep squeak pipe down, like, bro, what? It's not like I know he's just saying you're short, bro. Basically, like it's a very like yeah, small shoes, you're short. You went in no big threes, still got you wiped down. Travis got you wiped down. Savage got you wiped down. I think delivery on that was weird, but I think that could have been a harder bar with better delivery. I just don't understand why he said SZA first, like as in like SZA's better than Kendrick as a singer, and then Travis, and then Savage. Like I think that's disrespectful to Travis Scott and 21 Savage. Like the way he just sings SZA, like I don't know, like the way he said it, is that like he said you ain't run no big three. Like the way he's saying, is he saying like it goes SZA and Travis and 21, and you're lower than SZA? So like that was kind of like weird in my opinion. Yeah, you in a scope now, like your label. So Interscope, and then and you gonna feel the aftermath. That's like the play on like aftermath is like a subsidiary, I believe, of Interscope or Interscope and aftermath. I don't remember exactly the case, but it's something like that. So that was like some wordplay there. I'm at the top of the mountain, so you tight now. Just have to have this talk with your ass at the hike down. Oh, just to have this talk with your ass at the hike down. So you have to hike down the mountain to go on a lower level, to stoop to Kendrick's level, basically. And then he says he refers to like that Mike Jack and Prince line that Kendrick says big difference between Mike then and Mike now. What the fuck is this? A 20v1? Because it's like Bear Man's beefing him, obviously. What's a prince to a king? He a son. Because Kendrick said he's prince. Got more love in the city that you from. And he said, Metro, shut your whole ass up and make some drums. So he's just a Metro, like right on the head. Then he goes for the weekend. Yeah, I'm the sixth god. I'm the front runner. Y'all manager was Chubb's little blunt runner. Claim was six, and you boys didn't even come from it. When you boys got rich, you had to run from it. And cash blowing able bread out here tricking. Shit we do for bitches, he doing for, yeah. So basically, in this whole part, he's just saying that the weekend and Cash, his manager, and like all these types of mans, they're not even from the six, not from Toronto. They claiming they are. And then like he's also talking about like the weekend. I think like he moved to LA and New York after blowing up. Like when you boys got rich, you had to run from it. And then Cash, Weekend's manager, blowing Abel bread. Like the weekend, Abel is his name. He's blowing his bread. I don't know about that last line about the shit we doing for bitches, you doing for like that was like I didn't really stick. I didn't really get it. And then he just says some other like corny stuff to be honest. Drizzy, Chip and Dale probably got your bitch in nail. I know he's trying to diss Future here, I think, but and it was a nice flow, but it didn't like none of this really stick like that. Just got him done, boy. Don't make me have to chip a nail. Cause Pusha T said on Twitter like he never had to chip a nail over Drake's beef or something. So he's just slowly like yeah, I just wanted to point out that after all these years of mob talk from Drake, nobody ever laid a finger on Pusha T. Someone said that, and then Pusha T said not a pinky nail, and that was early April too. So that must have been a reference to that. People are feeling. And then he's talking about Rolling Style. Look, he talks about Rolling Loud stage where like Future and Metro were turned. That was slick as hell. Some people thought that was a Travis diss too, because Travis told uh Metro and Future to play that song with Kendrick, the Kendrick diss song, but that was before like it dropped fully. So then he goes into this Rick Ross. I might take your latest girl and comfort like I'm Ricky. Can't believe he jumping in this turning 50. Every song I made on the chart, you got from Drizzy. Spend a little check, you got to stay out of my business. Like, and then he also says, I don't care what Cole think. That dot shit was weak as fuck. And then he just says, you don't want to wake the demon up. That's kind of the outro. He talks about like begging Kai Cenat for being on the stream. Like apparently Kendrick's label is trying to do that. And then DJ Academic, he puts a DJ Academics quote, which that was pretty creative. I won't like lie. He said, "What top five you smoking on, Kendrick?" Because Kendrick said he's smoking on top fives. I guess Drake was trying to just be like, "Yeah, Kendrick, you ain't on no top five, basically." And then I like the outro a little. It was really random. Drop, 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 drop a 50 bag for the hottest spot, like whatever. But then he at the end he's like, "I was really, really trying to keep it PG." So like that was kind of like it gave me old Drake vibes, kind of like the way he delivered it. But it was like really random. It felt like, excuse me. But yeah, that was a very loaded diss. I would say his delivery at times could have been better. I like the beat a lot. It really like I think what he managed to master is like it didn't feel so like crazy. Like I couldn't like I felt the passion behind what he was saying, but it didn't feel like so like raw. And like if you listen to Hit 'em Up and stuff, like Hit 'em Up is a catchy song by like Tupac. But at the same time, like it has the rawness. It's raw and catchy. This also give raw and catchy vibes. I'm not comparing this to Hit 'em Up anyway, but it had like some raw and catchiness. But there's some stuff like I feel like when you hear Hit 'em Up, every line seems like it has a proper intent, and some of these like lines, it just like I'm sure they have intents too, but it's just like what like you didn't have to say that, bro. You could have got to the point with less words, or you could have said something better at times. Like that's where it kind of fell a little flat for me. But I'd say the beat going with his voice, he made a really catchy diss, and a lot of people care more for a catchy diss with like minimal, under easily understandable bars compared to like deep bars. But there was some like little deep bars, like the Interscope Aftermath, like that wordplay was nice, and like talking bringing up Cole, like saying like Kendrick's trash and Cole, like I don't care what Cole thinks, basically. Like that's kind of like shows some rawness right there. This and Rick Ross, like that was also like bars. He's turning 50. He got his hips from Drizzy. Like, yeah, business. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously, a lot of people say Drake doesn't write his own stuff, but he does write stuff. So I don't know if he wrote this. I think he said something about him writing too. I don't remember exactly where that was in the song, but like basically, like there's a lot of like he tried, or whoever wrote this for him tried, and you can tell, and it flows nicely on a beat, but it could have had some stronger parts, I would say. But I'd say overall it's a nice diss, but like at the same time it's going too many places. Like if it would have been better in my opinion. I understand like all these people are beefing him basically. He's like, what is it, 20v1? Like I understand, but like I feel like if he really went for Kendrick like that and maybe like Future Metro, that should have been the main. I know it is the main focus of the song, but he he could have maybe left out the Weekend and Rick Ross and stuff for a different song. Like he didn't have to like just be going on like trying to go on everyone like because it kind of feels like falls flat at times, especially like you're like, what is the intention of this bar? What is the intention? Because that's a thing though. Like people want clear and simple bars, but when it's dissing as beef, there's like supposed to be double entendres, triple entendres. You gotta understand. There's gotta be like more meaning behind what you're saying. So people are coming here like say something simply, but I want to understand what that's referring to. Like I could understand, like I can understand this. I've listened to music enough, and I'd like to think I'm cultured enough that I can understand a lot of what he's saying, get it for the most part, 80-90%. Yeah, but like the casual listener, the average listener, especially those people who listen to Drake, I don't like current Drake. I mean, I'm not talking about OG Drake. I don't think like these people can like pick up on all of these bars, everything. Like should have probably changed if your BM start to kiss and tell. He's talking about like Future's baby mom. So like, would you be able to tell that? I don't know. Talking about Sierra. Like, I don't know if mans know that. Kiara Sierra. I don't even know the surname to be honest. But like, there's like a whole. That's a reference to her song, for example. Like, you wouldn't have known that unless you went on Genius. Like, I went on Genius. I don't even listen to that shit. But at the same time, like, I know who his baby mama is. I know he's talking about Future because of that. Like, you wouldn't understand that though. Like, he's talking about a video of Kendrick in jail doing push-ups. Talking about Kendrick's like shoe size and like Abel. If you don't know the Weeknd's name is Abel, that's like a simple thing a lot of people know. But if you don't know that, then like you're like, what the hell is this guy saying? Who the hell's Cash? You might not know who Cash is either. But a lot of people probably don't know who Cash is. I knew who Cash was for like time, but some people don't know. They don't know who Belly is. They don't know people who are established with the Weeknd, for example. They might not even know who Chubbs is from Drake. They don't, might not understand the mic bars unless they like actually listen to like that properly. Might not even know like in a scope aftermath they won't get those bars. Like, do you even know about his record label and all that stuff? No, not really. So like I think those are cheap shots that Maroon 5 need a verse and need a verse for the Swifties. Those are like kind of whack. Pipsqueak pipe down, like those are whack. Your pants might rip the way you doing splits, like that's just I don't know. Those fell flat for me. But I like how he kind of started. I can never be nobody #1 fan. Your first #1 I had to put in your hand. He's talking about Future like straight up off the rip. Like, what's Future gonna respond to that? Like, I'm interested to see that. And the way he kept consistently dissing Kendrick, I feel like he's trying to annoy him. He's not just trying to diss him like with a Taylor Swift line and Maroon 5 line. So Kendrick responds back, it's gonna be some crazy hectic stuff that like I'm sure the world is waiting for. But like after this happened, basically, um, Weekend posted a story like he's basically like clowning Drake's diss, laughing at it. Rick Ross posted the same thing, and a video of Kendrick Lamar doing push-ups went viral, and the diss was playing in the back. Then after all that type of stuff, like someone basically like some rapper, I don't know his name. He's like some underground guy, I'm guessing, but I guess he's famous now. Like based on what he just did, he made a Kendrick diss out of AI, and then he came clean. He's like, "Oh, I just made that just to try it out." And he wanted to make a Drake diss first, like a Drake response, but he ended up making a Kendrick one or something like that. So then that happened. That was kind of weird. Yesterday, Taylor Swift dropped and she hit number one. And then officially, this leaked, right? It officially dropped yesterday. On top of that, I haven't got the time to listen to it yet. But Drake's literally like, he's dropped something else. I listened to parts of it, listen to snippets. Essentially, Drake has this Kendrick, but he's also used AI Tupac and AI Snoop Dogg. Now, this is problematic to a lot of people, especially because obviously Tupac is deceased and people think that that's very disrespectful to Tupac and he'd be against it if he was alive. And then on top of that, like he's bringing Tupac into the beef. And then on top of that, like Snoop Dogg is alive and then he still used AI Snoop Dogg. So that was kind of like people are finding it weird. But when Drake, like when this leaked, 50 Cent was like, oh, Drake's gonna win. Like 50 Cent's on Drake's side. I don't know. I feel like that might be because like Drake referenced 50 Cent in the song. Like he says something. He's like, drop and give me 50, dropping give me 50. Really got me out here talking like I'm 50. Like, it's 50 Cent beefs everyone. So I feel like maybe 50 Cent loves it because of that. Rick Ross, it's diss Drake. I got to like dissect that a little bit, but I need to give it a proper listen. But he's been posting stories just at Drake, and he dropped the diss the day after Drake's thing leaked. So he didn't even wait for Drake's official release, and he's like calling Drake BBL nose that he's trying to hide his black nose, so he got surgery to make it look a little whiter, like a little smaller, like very barely, but he got a nose job basically. So he's calling him BBL Drake and stuff like that. He also said like Little Yachty's like writing songs for him and he's the reason he's like doing good right now. And he's also like he also posted a story where he's laughing and he's listening to the diss, and he also now the diss released yesterday. He posted a video of him driving to Drake's diss. So that's all like the stuff going on right now. I told you like I need to listen to that new Metro album like properly because I want to give my take on it. And then on top of that, like I want to hear like fully and properly the Weekend diss, the ASAP diss, like ASAP and Weekend diss and Drake. So I need to get on that. And I also need to get on the Drake AI response. I need to listen to the full thing too. Because I've been seeing the lyrics of all these things and I've been seeing the Genius posts and everything, even the Rick Ross one, but I haven't been able to actually break it down because so much music stuff is dropping. And it's crazy. Like it's hectic. It's hectic. Like I knew this episode was gonna be long. It's already at like 30 minutes. I'm like, bro, this is crazy. So I still got a little more beef to talk about before we wrap this up, but we're about to wrap this up hopefully sooner rather than later. Because on top of beef, there's a lot of beef. Like I said, it's hard to listen to because Chris Brown and Quavo been going back and forth, and then like they Migos and Chris Brown have had beef for like a long time. And on top of that, Chris Brown's kind of like Chris Brown's like Quavo took Chris Brown's like ex basically or something like that. Like Chris Brown's cheese, and he's coming for like Quavo. Quavo's coming for him. And Quavo's basically like saying Chris Brown's like a woman beater. That's why you can't have your girl and stuff. Like, so I took your girl because you couldn't treat her right. And then Chris Brown, like I think Chris Brown dissed first, but like they had like a whole beef thing for the Migos. I don't like I need to rehash on that whole thing, but I know what's going on right now. That Quavo's like, oh, you beat girls and stuff. That's why you can't be with your girl. You lost her because you beat girls and you can't treat girls and this and that. And then Chris Brown responded, I believe, yesterday. Would have actually been today, but I believe it was yesterday. He responded to Quavo. and he's basically made a song saying like Takeoff's the best Migo, and he died, and everyone wished that it was you, Quavo, like instead of Takeoff. And the song's called Weakest Link, and he's basically saying that Quavo's the weakest Migo. He's the worst Migo. So that kind of becomes like where their beef standing. It's kind of coming at an all time high where like Quavo dropped a diss, and it's called Tender. He's basically saying that like Chris Brown's too soft, and he beats women, blah blah. And then Chris Brown claps back at Quavo. That's going on. Like I said, Drake releases AI diss with Tupac and Snoop. I don't know how I feel about that, especially because Tupac's deceased, and I used to listen to Tupac a lot. So I was like, bro, like, why you bringing up Tupac? You and Tupac never met. Like, even if you did meet, like, how you gonna do that? Like, people are finding it weird because, like, with the Kendrick diss too, that people thought it was AI. Now everyone's questioning, is it AI? Is it not AI? Like, that's what's going on. People weren't even sure what the Drake diss until like it was official and Drake was posting memes about it. He's been posting videos of Metro, like a guy playing the drums in a movie, and then he put a picture of like Metro on the guy's face, or like Metro's face on the guy's face in a movie. I think the movie called like Drumline or something. He's like the guy's banging the drums. So like all this AI, is it AI, is it not AI? And then on top of that, yesterday I think it leaked. First of all, Adam 22, somebody who's like literally openly his girl's OnlyFans girl, and he literally gets cooked for a living. Now, he literally said he has unreleased Kanye West Like That remix, but he can't leak it. He's not allowed to. This was yesterday. And then I believe today from like one of Kanye's producers or collaborators, it leaked, and then on top, or like it was leaking or something, maybe it leaked, and then Kanye basically went on a podcast. Forgot the name, to be honest. But he went on a podcast and he showed like that remix. Like he's on an intro, and I listened to snippets of it as well, and I saw the bars that were coming from it. And obviously he's dissing Drake. I think he said something like, "No one can remember a Drake line. Like Drake's not iconic enough that I can't even mention a Drake line." And then like J. Cole, like, yeah, right here. Y'all so out of sight, out of mind. I can't even think of a Drake line. Play J. Cole, get the pussy dry. He said that. So he went for them both. Even apparently he talks about P. Diddy, can't stop, won't stop. I just fuck your bitch in a Sean John tank top. Talking about the Diddy sexual assault stuff. I haven't even gone into the Diddy stuff. There's just too much stuff going on though. Like, and at the beginning he's like, "Yo, Da, I got you," because he does like a little intro. So he premieres it on Justin LeBoy's podcast, yeah, called The Download. And this is after, like, literally right after Drake's AI diss. So, I mean, this is going on right now too. So Drake made his freestyle with AI, and he's talking about in that AI diss, Drake's basically saying that because Taylor Swift dropped, Kendrick Lamar is not gonna drop. Like he said, but now we gotta wait a fucking week because Taylor Swift is your new top, and if you about to drop, she gotta approve. This girl really about to make you act like you're not in the feud. She tailor made your schedule with Ant you out of the loop. Like he's saying that like Taylor Swift made his schedule with his with the Kendrick's manager basically, and he's not in the loop because Taylor Swift's dropping right now, and he doesn't want to drop and get outshined by Taylor because like they collaborated before, basically, is what he's saying. And it's called tailor made freestyle. And it's not like tailor made, like TAILOR, which means like you got something customly made by a tailor. You got tailor made, like you're made by cause your life is customly organized by Taylor Swift, basically. That was the name of that. And Drake's thing leaked. And I told you, I don't still got weird, like mixed like feelings about it, especially because I haven't listened to it all. But like, I really, that AI stuff doesn't sit right with me. And then Kendrick, I mean, Kanye does a remix on Kendrick's and Metro's like that. So he's dissing, and it was a vibe. Like it was a Kanye West flow, and people still thought that was AI, but I'm like, nah, that's Kanye West, and it's confirmed. He's the one who showed it. So Kanye's got beef. He's in the beef. He's integrated himself again, once again. First he's saying, excuse me, he's better than Kendrick, and now he's saying he's also like he's been saying he's better than Drake. They've been beefing since Lift Yourself and the beat and everything and whatever else you wanna, I guess, assume or based on what's the allegations. But Kanye West is back at it. He's back against Drake, and this time he's trying to work with Kendrick. So it might be Drake and Cole versus Kendrick and Ye or something. We don't know. And then Future's still in the mix. Ross is still in the mix. They're still because Drake apparently took Ross's girl, so he got beef with him. And then Drake's going for the weekend. The weekend's going for Drake because Drake also apparently smashed Weekend's girl or something. Like Weekend hates him, and then Weekend never signed him, and Drake's been jealous apparently. So like we've had this whole like everything is like coming to an end right now, kind of. Like all this beef is just all like circulating, and then Future and Drake were apparently arguing over a girl, but Metro said that's not true. But then Drake saying he made Future, but Future is saying that Drake's his number one fan. So like everything's everything's about to erupt essentially. And this was like the response portion of Santa Play. I had a feeling this sound segment was gonna go a little crazy and a little long, and it went pretty damn long. And I didn't even go into like detail. Like I could have, like if I didn't listen to just some snippets and I listened to songs, I could have been yapping and yapping for days. Like this, honestly, this could go for like this could have been a part two, and we could have made a part three. But however, I'm glad I covered what I did cover. I need to go back and listen, and then next week we're gonna have like a fresher take, and I guarantee you new stuff's gonna drop, and then it's just gonna be like I'm gonna catch up. New stuff's gonna drop, and as soon as I'm talking about the stuff I caught up on and like the newer stuff that dropped, newer stuff's gonna drop as I'm releasing the episode, and it's gonna be like, bro, it's hard to stay on top of music stuff because there's too much stuff going on in the scene. But this was what I chose to do, and I'm glad I did it because I'm passionate about this stuff. I can really talk about it for days and days on end. So I really hope you guys appreciate it, and I really hope you guys enjoy the vibe. We're definitely gonna be back with some more sound stuff 2 weeks from now, not this next week, but the week after that, because next week is the gaming week, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff there to talk about too, but it's not super hectic or super crazy, so we can kind of chill a bit, watch some gameplay clips, and we can just have some fun. So thank you for coming and listening to Santa Play. I hope you enjoyed. As always, I'm your host, Ayat, Voice in the Smoke, and I hope you guys take care, you stay safe, and you stay blessed. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Thanks for listening. Stay blessed.